going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew First Country Podcast. This is Jeremy again. Thank you so very much. As I always want to make sure to start out with that. I'm very thankful and appreciative for the time that you're giving to me, and want to always be respectful of that. I know time is short, very important and valuable, and so just get right into kind of why we're here today. So once again, I look up and it's been over a month since I've put out an episode, and it's weird how fast time goes, and not just with this particular instance, it's just life in general. It's crazy how fast things move along, it seems. I started out the year with basically the intentions of trying to become a lot more consistent once again with the podcast and put out episodes regularly. I was hoping to pretty much keep it once a week for the entire year, or whatever else. And first probably 4 or 5 months went pretty well, even though things at home and work and just life in general was pretty crazy, pretty busy, lots of things going on. Still went pretty well, but like I said, it's been over a month now since I put one out. This last month and a half has been just, I guess, a continuation of that, and so as with a lot of other things, podcasting isn't exactly high up on the priority list, and sometimes it just gets bumped down. So once again, I apologize for that. I would like for it to be a lot more consistent, but you know what, I do it when I can. I will say this, for those that haven't heard me kind of talk about it before, one of the biggest issues with me doing it is not really even time. I've done a few of these where I'm on the road, and I'm on the road a lot. I live 100 miles from work, and so I've got a lot of time to do something like this. So it's not exactly about time. It's about where my head is, and just what is going on really within me right now. And it kind of sums up where I was a few years ago when I basically stepped away from it for a long time as well. I don't do this just to hear myself talk. I don't do this to just say that I consistently put out content. I don't record something just so that I have something to release at a consistent rate. And that's where it is. And I want there to be some meat on the bone with what I have to say if I put something out there. I don't want just random thoughts or empty message or anything like that. I want it to be worth your time. And so, to be honest, this year, which it's such a weird mix. This year's been a great year. Lots of great things. Lots of things to be thankful for. But it's also been a very difficult year. Just health issues within the family, and a death within the family, and just lots going on. And it's just been exhausting and just been draining for me personally. And so, that being said, that's kind of where I've been in my head wise. I haven't had a lot to say. I haven't had a lot of things that just I felt like I wanted to share, and so I just haven't. I don't want to just put out junk or stupid crap. So hopefully if I'm recording it and I'm putting it out there, or even a post or anything like that, at least to me, it means something. Not that it's going to speak to everybody the same way it does me, but that's where I have to be mentally to be able to do stuff like this. And so it just hadn't been here. I have just been physically and emotionally exhausted, and I feel like I just cannot catch up. But I'm on the road today, headed to Lake Ozark, and really excited to get back there. This will be, I can't remember now, it's the third or fourth time I've been to the Revolutionary Fire Tactics at the Lake Conference. I always enjoy my time there, and looking forward to that a lot, catching up with some old friends, and of course, as always, meeting some new friends. And it just, with this coming up, the content of the class or the lecture, whatever you want to call it, that I'm giving, of course, is on my mind, and it is basically about impact. The impact that we have on other people, the ability to impact other people, the desire to impact other people, to make a difference in other people's lives, and hopefully challenging those that are there to listen to become the very thing that really put them in the seat themselves. And what I mean by that is, the only reason I'm doing this today, recording this podcast, the only reason that I am driving to a conference at which I'm speaking at, and the only reason I do 90% of what I do these days, is because somebody took the time to invest in me. Somebody believed in me. Somebody saw something in me and wanted to see me become more. Somebody made an impact on my life. And in my case, it was a lot of somebody's. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a few that play a much bigger role in that. But there have been a lot of people that have impacted my life and really put me on the path that I'm on right now. And so I just want to really maybe spur some fire in all of you out there as well, to think about that. Think about the people that have been the reason that you're where you're at. And really start to think about what it was about them that made that possible. What was it about them that made such an impact in your life? What was it about them that made such a difference in your life? Because that's important. And not that you're going to be able to recreate that exact thing, and not that even that type of whatever it was that meant so much to you, it's not going to mean so much to everybody. But if we can pull these things out of just our memory and our feelings, it's going to help us know what's important. Was it their demeanor? Was it the fact that they offered their time, invested in you, maybe financially, invested their time, invested resources in you? Was it that they just came to you in a time where you were at your lowest and you needed somebody so badly, and they were there for you? What was it? And that's a great place to start. You can, especially if you've got several people like myself that I can look at and say, this person made a difference in my life. I can take each one of them and each point in my life that that difference really occurred, and I could start breaking it down as to what was really going on that behind the scenes that made that such an impactful moment for me, or not even a moment. Why were they so impactful on me? Was it personality? Was it something that they offered that nobody else could? Whatever it was, that's just going to give you an idea of just some examples of maybe how you can turn that into impacting others. But I truly feel that there's so much to this, and this is a long drive, so I probably will record another episode just kind of talking about the class and some of the basics about it, because I feel like it's such an important topic to really dig into for all of us, because chances are we're not going to make the world better. Yeah, that's a great saying. It's a great thing to live by and to strive for. It's a great thought. But are you truly going to be able to change the world, to make the world better? Probably not. But I promise you definitely can make the world better for at least one person. You can make a difference in somebody's life, and that right there, sometimes that's all we can do. But the amazing thing about that is, even if you only reached one person in your entire life, you only made an impact in one person's life, made a difference in one person's life, just that one person is going to create many more people out there from that original person. That ripple effect is going to affect other people. They're going to share the message with coworkers and friends, and maybe people they don't even know. They're going to maybe be a better husband or a better parent, a better wife. These things that we do to make an impact in people's lives, the investments that we either do or don't give to others to make a difference in other people's lives. You can't just be so narrow-minded to think that, okay, I'm helping one person. You are helping one person, but you very well may be making changes and making an impact and making a difference that changes generational barriers that have been up for decades. Issues that people have had in their family for as long as they can remember, as long as they have heard stories about. That's what that generational change and generational difference, that's powerful to me, to think about. Just say, because it's easy to really kind of play out in this scenario, say that you have a friend that has issues with alcohol. They are very clearly dealing with some addiction issues, alcoholism and things like that. And say that you choose to take the time to be somebody that is going to make a difference for them. You're going to invest in them. You're going to truly do what you can to make a difference in their life. Well, let's just, for the sake of the story, say that you make a tremendous difference in their life. You show them how big of a mistake they're making. You show them who it's truly affecting, which is their kids and their spouse and their coworkers and their friends. And they make a tremendous change. Well, yes, you are helping that one person, and that particular scenario is an amazing story if that were to be true. But to go deeper, maybe he comes from a long line of alcoholism. His dad and his uncles and even his grandpa and whatever were all alcoholics. That's all he knew. That's all he ever saw. That's the path that he was on. And instead of his kids continuing that process of that being the only thing they saw at home, that being just normal to see from their dad, they now have a parent that can be something so much more, that can show them so much more. And it breaks that generational curse, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's amazing to think about how big of a difference you can make in the world just by trying to affect one person. You know, we all have a story. I've talked about this over and over again. You've got to become comfortable sharing your story. You're giving opportunities all the time, I promise you, to share something in your story with somebody that it's going to help, somebody that can learn from it, somebody that can gain confidence or encouragement by it. But that's never going to happen if we don't have that willingness to share. So we've got to share. And that's one thing that I do get frustrated when I kind of get in that headspace of just emptiness, because I know I have so much to share. I know I have so much to give, and that has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with, I am anything special or I am anything better than anybody else. It's everybody. That's all of us. But it's frustrating to me when I kind of get in that empty-minded mode where I don't really have anything to share, because I feel like I'm truly wasting time. I'm wasting opportunities. And so I'm thankful to be able to kind of be back in the mindset today to sit here and talk about some of these things with you. Very thankful. I hope that I can kind of break out of some of that emptiness that I have been feeling lately and kind of break through that. So really that's all I have to say today as far as the message of this particular episode. I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate that time. Like I said, thank you very much for sticking in there with me and hanging with me. Just please keep pushing on, share your story, make a difference in whatever way that you are made to make a difference, because nobody else can fill that void. You were put here for that purpose. So thank you. Have a great day, week, whatever it is that you're in right now, and look forward to next time. So until then, as always, stay humble and do work.